Hey, dog mamas. It is Dana Brigman, and I wanted to talk to you about a collection of oils called Select 30 that Young Living has put together. It's not new, it's been there for a while, and it has become one of the favorite collections that I like to share with my new clients who are looking to get started with essential oils and try to figure out their way forward. And this collection has 30 different essential oils in it in a little carrying case, which makes it really awesome to take with you and to keep everything conveniently together. But the beauty of the oil is what's in this collection. And so I just wanted to walk through some of the oils that are there, tell you a little bit about how I use them in dog training and animal wellness, and what this collection might be able to do for you. So I've got some notes in front of me, so bear with me if I'm looking down and around trying to figure all this technology stuff out, which is one reason why I love the new podcast. Nobody sees me and I can pause and rearrange things if I need to. You can find more information about this collection on my blog, welloiledcanine.com/select 30-oils collection. So in this kit are 15 different singles and 15 different blends. Let's start by taking a look at the singles. So cedarwood is a favorite. They're all favorites, which is why I love this collection so much. But cedarwood is often self-selected by the dogs when I'm presenting them 3 or 4 essential oils to choose from, and let them self-select the one that they are drawn to. Cedarwood is often selected by animals. I find it is selected often for dogs that have anxiousness, separation anxiety, fireworks, storms, stress, all that kind of stuff. Cedarwood is extremely grounding, extremely calming, earthy, rootedness, and the dogs just seem to love it. So take a look at that oil. Cinnamon bark vitality. Now, let me just remind you up front that the vitality line is approved by the FDA for ingestion, for consumption. And a lot of times we will use oils internally with the dogs. We'll put it in a little gel cap with a whole bunch of coconut oil if necessary. And sometimes I just drop it in their food. Now remember, my food is a wet, moist, rich food. So when I stir it in, they usually don't even know that it's there. So this is what happens to me. I span off on these tangents. Whether we ingest it or not is sort of contingent on where we want it to work, right? So just keep that in mind. There are lots of training blogs and content pieces that you can find on my website, and I'll mention more about them later. But cinnamon bark vitality is approved by the FDA for ingestion. There is a cinnamon bark, which is labeled for topical and aromatic use. The content of those 2 bottles is the same. There's no difference. It is a marketing FDA compliance issue to label something as safe for ingestion, just to avoid any confusion. What do we use cinnamon bark for? It has a lot of properties that are very beneficial in things like urinary health, cardiovascular health, really beneficial in those areas. Boosting the immune system, it is super good for that. So I'll use it when I've got something going on and I need the body to sort of fight back, right? And to help the body do its best work when it needs to protect itself or support itself. Clove vitality, very similar in that regard. And we will use it for lumps and bumps and things that grow. on the body and can be very beneficial there. Copaiba is a must-have for everybody. So we put it on things that ache. We can take it internally, really good to help with inflammation and things that cause sort of that heat and inflammatory response in the body. It is also very good topically for muscle strains, for calming, for sort of getting centered and a little bit settled as well. So you can, and I'll come back and we'll talk about how you can mix some of these together as well. Eucalyptus globulus. Now, many of you are going to have heard of Eucalyptus radiata. Globulus is a little bit stronger, in my opinion, and it certainly smells stronger. And I use that quite a lot. So my senior has this little reverse sneeze thing, respiratory thing that goes on periodically. And so at least a couple times a week, he's getting Eucalyptus globulus either on his chest. I can make a little salve out of it. I'll put a drop on his collar to act as a diffuser of sorts. And sometimes I'll put a drop just down his spine. But we want to keep him where that respiratory system and the sinuses are open and giving him as much breathability as possible. Frankincense, vitality, all the things. If you are not sure what else to use, frankincense will always be a go-to for everything. Some people call it the king of essential oils. Obviously, frankincense was offered to baby Jesus, but it is calming, centering, spiritual, peaceful, but it's also exceptionally healing in just about every category that you could possibly name. So frankincense is a must have. Grapefruit vitality. Dog Mama, you can put that in your drink. And I'll go back to the cinnamon bark vitality. I put that in my winter drinks a lot. You can cook with these essential oils. You can put them in drinking water, recipes, all sorts of stuff. But grapefruit, really great for the skin. My dogs get grapefruit in their food every day. And grapefruit can also be very detoxifying, very cleansing, very supportive to the kidneys, to the lymphatic system, to the vascular system. There are so many benefits about putting grapefruit vitality into the body. I also put grapefruit on topically when we have, you know, you've been to the vet and you've got some of those lumpy bumpy things that the vet says don't worry about. They're okay, just don't worry about them. I'll put some grapefruit on those also. Now, at this point, you might be wondering, why is she so vague? Why isn't she using certain terms? And that's because I'm talking about specific essential oils. Remember, we have a compliance thing that says I can't diagnose, treat, claim to cure, or do anything medically. So I have to be very careful about that. So again, this is not intended to offer you medical advice, just giving you some food for thought. Lavender, all the things. It's like frankincense. If you don't know what else to use, lavender. Most people think about lavender as this calming essential oil, and it can be. It's the first thing that comes to mind when people think about aromatherapy or trying to calm down somebody or a dog or that sort of thing. I actually don't love the smell of lavender. And you will find when you're using Young Living essential oils that they are a lot more earthy, a lot more natural, right? And that's because they have not been distilled in such a way that they're distilled to smell better, they're distilled to work better. And so a lot of those, they're called notes, but a lot of the notes that when we smell is what we smell first. Some vendors will take those more earthy notes away so that you're smelling a sweeter, fragrant, floral lavender rather than its true earthiness. So just keep that in mind. But lavender, all the things. And it blends well. It's good for, people call it a harmonizing oil, meaning relationships and bringing blends together and that sort of thing. So it's one that you got to have in your collection. Lemon, again, add it to your drinking water, dog mama. Flush out those systems. I don't often put essential oils in the dog's water. I will if I need to, and I'm confident that they're going to drink. I will sometimes put a separate bowl down just in case they turn their nose up at the oily water. But other things that we can use lemon for is in our first aid kit. And if we need to cleanse things, including our hands or an injury, that sort of thing. But it is very detoxifying, very much a flushing oil when we take it internally. Lemongrass, Vitality. Now, I use lemongrass not so much internally as I do topically. So the Vitality is not necessarily applicable to me so much here. And what I mean by that is lemongrass is all about those ligaments, right? So I'll use it topically to support ligaments. Think classic pit bull knees when we have those tears and damage to our athletes, and we need to support those structures within the body. Lemongrass is fabulous for that. I also like lemongrass in my laundry. I'll use it on my dryer sheets just because I absolutely love the way it smells. We then have Northern Lights Black Spruce. So let me flip here and tell you a little bit more about that. I should have had these pages marked. Yeah, here we go. Internally in the system, very supportive to the immune system, very supportive to stressors in the body, stress around us, calming. It helps balance all those carbohydrates that we're taking in, right? And can, again, very stimulating to the immune system, very supportive to gut health and things that we might not want in the digestive system, things that live there that shouldn't be there. But you'll also find it one of these essential oils that is super good for the emotional state, for the higher frequency, spiritual awareness, super fabulous for all of that. Orange Vitality, another that my dogs get in their food daily. Orange is really beneficial for its cellular tissue support, right? That's the best way I can say that. So structures and cells of the body need a little reworking. Orange essential oil is great for that. Orange is also helpful for, excuse me, for brightness, energetic, feeling upbeat, feeling positive, feeling on a little more joyful. Really good for those things. Oregano Vitality, if you're a cook, yeah, this is a good one to have. But it's also good to add to those little gel caps that we need to make when the immune system needs to get boosted and be able to go and do its work in the body to help the body sort of fight back against the things it needs to fight back against. I'm probably going to get myself in trouble for this video, but that's okay. Peppermint Vitality, another one that you can add to your water or your drinks or your beverages, but also very, very good for focus, very good for alert attentiveness, so really good in training. Very cooling also. So it's one to have in your first aid kit as well. If the dog's getting overheated, you can take peppermint and add to water and a cool towel, or put, peppermint on the back of the dog's neck, for example, and then put some cool towel over top of that. It's going to help cool them down much faster. We don't want to cool them too fast. That could be as much of a problem as the overheating, but it's certainly really great to be part of that. Tea tree, this is one that's crazy controversial, right? So a lot of people will use tea tree in their cleaning products, and that's great. There's no problem doing that. Some people like the way that it smells and will diffuse lots of it. It is not an oil that I diffuse ever. I might add it to a blend of something, making my own little blend of something, but just a few drops. And then you have a diffuser in a really big room that's not going to be a ton of it. But I have several blog posts that talk about tea tree and how we can use it safely for our dogs, our pets, even our cats. But tea tree is really healthy for the skin, really healthy to support problems that we're having with skin recovery, dryness, itchiness, things of that nature. Really beneficial when we're dealing with issues that relate to the skin. So again, I can't see one in here that I would say is not a must-have, truly, and I mean that. Now let's look at the essential oil blends. And blends are really where I sort of got started with all of this. I was looking at the emotional side of things when I was doing dog training, and how can I address some of those issues. And so I was using quite a few blends. They make sense, easy to use, convenient to have, and we get 15 of them in this collection. The first is Abundance. So when I think about the rescue space and I think about a dog that maybe has been not well cared for, not had a lot of food, feels like he needs to guard and sort of hoard his food or his resources, Abundance is a go-to for me. It's about trying to open up to the possibility that there is more than enough available and that we can receive that, right? So Abundance is a common one that I use and recommend for dogs in the training space. Aroma Ease is, let me just flip pages here again. Just want to make sure I'm telling you the right things. There's a couple of aroma versions. Aroma Ease contains peppermint, spearmint, ginger, cardamom, and fennel. Very beneficial with digestion issues, digestive discomfort, feeling a little unsettled, feeling a little nauseous even. Aroma Ease, very helpful in that category. Citrus Fresh is not one I use a whole lot for the dogs. I tend to use that one more myself and put it in my water when I'm drinking. So again, I'm looking when I'm drinking water for it to have a little bit of taste, little bit of enjoyment to it, and Citrus Fresh can do that. But Citrus Fresh is really about helping us in our creativity, our well-being. It can settle down anxiousness, and it can also work in the diffuser to make a purification to the air, right? So it's a good one to use on fish feeding day when you want your house to lose those scents. I also would use that potentially in my laundry. It's a good one for that. Deep relief, it is super, super beneficial to help relieve discomfort in the muscles. So if you've got an athletic dog or even yourself and you want to create something that offers relief in that area, deep relief is fantastic. You can take, frankly, you can take any of these, but deep relief is one that we often take and put in a roller ball with a carrier oil, keep it with us, and then we can just roll right onto those areas of discomfort for the animal. So think dogs that are in agility, competition sports, crazy athletic at the dog park, like Crazy Poppy who loves the flirt pole so much. Deep relief is fantastic for that. Also good for you. There's nothing in here that the two of you cannot share. Digize, again, very helpful to support the digestive system. I use it a lot with dogs when we travel that may not have settled bellies when we travel. they might not enjoy that. So you'll find another blog article that talks about the difference between dogs that get unwell in the car and dogs that get nervous in the car. Sometimes they're both, right? But this is really about settling the digestive system. Also fantastic to use when we are transitioning foods, when we're having trouble getting food digested well, things of that nature. Endoflex is one that is really in that hormonal area. Now, a lot of you are not going to think about dogs as being hormonal beings, right? We tend to forget about that, and we shouldn't. So even though they're spayed and neutered, there are still hormonal needs and hormonal areas of support. Endoflex can help balance that, can improve metabolism, and it, again, essential oils kind of know what they need to do within the body, whether it needs to help things work better or slow them down or things of that nature. But Endoflex is a good one to bring on board when we need to support hormonal balance. Energy, really beneficial to the circulatory system, really beneficial in that area. Very helpful for dog mamas and dads who are having late afternoon slump going, I just don't know if I can make it through the rest of the day, and we need a little bit of pick me up and to find that boost of afternoon energy, or late night, working through the late night hours to get something done. Energy can be helpful in that area. But if I've got a dog with a need to really support their circulatory system, and you'll know what those things are, this is a good one to go to. MU Power is an essential oil blend that boosts the immunity. That's its design, is to help strengthen the immune system, but it's also really good at helping the cells of the body repair themselves. Keep that in mind. All right, Melrose. Where's my Melrose? Sorry, I'm on the wrong page. Melrose is a good one to have in your first aid kit to help anytime we have scrapes, injury, little wound, things of that nature, it is beneficial to help support the tissue healing after it's been damaged in some way. It is also really beneficial if you are trying to dispel some sort of odor in your house or perhaps odor in your laundry. And it can really help us protect ourselves, protect our animals from all of this magnetic energy that goes on around us. Panaway, gotta have it. Panaway is really helpful anytime we have strong discomfort. Again, I'm trying to be compliant. If we need to increase circulation in an area after it has been injured in some way, when we need to promote healing in those areas, when we have muscle discomfort, aging issues that cause us discomfort in certain areas of the body, Panaway is a go-to for that. Purification, y'all, I can't live without this one. First of all, I love the way it smells, and that's because it has a lemongrass aroma to it. But super helpful on fish day, right? To get rid of that fish smell that's in the house. And it's also beneficial in the laundry. So if you had a dog that has been really unwell and their bedding is getting really soiled and is like really unhealthy, purification in the laundry can change that, can improve how the laundry comes, sort of back to cleanliness. Really good for that. But also it is great to use as an outdoor insect deterrent, and also to put on those areas if those insects have really been attacking your skin. I can't live without it. A couple of weeks ago, I had something kind of grab me. I don't know if it was the fact that it could have been a single ant blows my mind, but I guess that's possible. And you know how it sort of blisters and welts up a little bit and it hurts for days and then it'll flare up and hurt again. Purification makes that stop. RC is really beneficial to that respiratory system again, breathing better, elimination of things that are sort of in that chest area, preventing us from breathing well. Very helpful for our pets in that category too. And then Sacred Mountain, it goes back to that grounding area, that inner strength, feeling strong, feeling confident, feeling empowered, and feeling like you're in sort of a safe space. So I use that quite a lot with dogs. And then Stress Away, the name says it all. Good for everybody, good for dogs, good for going out into new places and feeling like you can be settled with that. Thieves Vitality, ingestible. So remember the Vitality line's ingestible, but Thieves is all about the immune system, all about protection of the immune system. So we can diffuse Thieves. We can put it in a gel cap. We can put it in food. I use Thieves quite a lot in situations where the dog may need their immune system boosted, may need their immune system to be supported while dealing with something that's putting the body under attack, if that makes sense. And it's also part of my pre and post vaccine protocol. I'll make sure Thieves is going into the dog system. And then I diffuse it a lot in the seasons that require us to boost our immune system. It is also stuff or oil that I put into things like hand sanitizers. There's an entire line of cleaning products based in Thieves that everybody should look at too. If you haven't, getting those harsher chemicals out of your home and using a substitute product that is based in Thieves that was one of the first changes that I ever made into the natural space, was going down that path. I mean, I literally pulled everything out of my kitchen that was quote unquote a harsh chemical and went entirely to Thieves cleaning products from every room in the house. But Thieves Vitality is really focused on the immune system. You can start to use it by adding it into some of these other areas and into your diffuser. So let's look at some combinations of things. I would put cedarwood, lemon, and frankincense together for a nice calming blend. It also makes a very good sleep diffuser blend. Really, really nice for that. Blending eucalyptus and lavender is a nice combination. Remember I said I sometimes make a little almost like a rub or a salve to put on the chest to hold those oils there longer. Those two would likely be combinations that I would put together. Lemon, lavender, peppermint as a combination in a gel cap has been a game changer for so many people, including me, in the seasonal discomfort that we have when the flowers start to bloom, or when the change of seasons have different things growing and our respiratory system and our face and this whole area gets all stuffed up. Lemon, lavender, peppermint changes that. There is a video out on YouTube on my site where I talk about this, because I compared the Young Living brand with other brands. And y'all, you can feel a difference. If you've never tried to compare, do it. If your budget supports doing it, do it. But I am here to tell you that was one of the turning points for me when I knew that there was a real difference in the quality of the products. But if you're looking to go natural and eliminate those daily over-the-counter products that require, let me rephrase that. Those over-the-counter products that we used to all take to make us breathe better at seasonal change, lemon, lavender, peppermint is your go-to. It just is. Let's say I have a dog that I need to support their urinary tract health. And you all know what that is, right? I would put together a gel cap, or maybe depending on the food that they're eating, a blend. And what I mean by that is I might put it directly in their food if the food is moist and contains enough fat content, like my diet does. But I would look at Thieves, lavender, copaiba, and oregano in a gel cap frequently. And I have used this with dogs that were in boarding with parental permission many times with excellent success. Okay. Let's see, what else could we make? Oh, many of you are looking for an outdoor blend. You want to prevent having to use those orals and topicals for your dog in the summer months, right? We can look at cedarwood. So I use a different product, but I spray my whole yard with cedarwood oil, right? So cedarwood is great for that, and we can make a misting spray to put directly on the animal or directly on you with little spritzes. It does not take much. You don't have to soak them. A couple of spritz where these little molecules of essential oil land on the body and stay there for quite a while is going to be sufficient for the day or your outdoor hike or your, whatever. But we would look at cinnamon bark, lavender, lemongrass, eucalyptus, and you have a perfect outdoor spray. Okay. Skin health issue. Dog might be really itchy, and I'm trying to support that. Now, nutrition is your number one change to make without fail. If you got a dog and we're trying to stop the itchy scratchies, nutrition is the first step, but we have to also offer them some topical relief. I'm coming in with copaiba, lavender, frankincense, tea tree. There's another great blend combination of things. If I've got a dog that hates fireworks and thunder, I'm going back to my cedarwood, lavender, stress away is likely going to get added in there, and maybe one of the, like Sacred Mountain, for example. Okay, I'm going to use that. Friends, my point here is this combination of oils works for so many different things. So many different things. So take a look at it. Call me if you have any questions. If you're trying to solve something specific and you think, would this work for you, or is there a different collection? I'm happy to talk to you and help you figure that out. So you could get the basic membership for $35, add this collection, and be well on your way to a boatload of things. So go look at the blog. Again, I'm looking at it now, and I'm going to come back and tell you something else. welloiledcanine.com/select-30-oils-collection. I even referenced in here that we can do a dental spray, right? What would I use for the dental spray? Maybe copaiba, cinnamon, maybe the clove. Now, granted, we're going to dilute this because it's going to go in their mouth, and they're not necessarily going to love the taste of it. But you can put together a blend here. I make a misting spray. It's sitting on my kitchen counter because they get sprayed every day. And then I'll also often take a little gauze pad and spray it with my mixture, put a little bit of baking soda on it, and then go in there and scrub, right? Scrub around in that. So I've got here that we can do outdoor spray, dental spray, red hot itchy skin, red hot itchy skin, travel, transitioning food, separation distress, storms and fireworks, immunity, digestive, ligament, joint, respiratory, skin, boo-boo care, tissue healing, emotional support, exercise and performance recovery, and spiritual support. This kit is awesome. Yeah, and you need to have it. So go take a look at it. Call me if I can help. I really am on a mission to try and get as many of you to start taking these steps towards natural wellness for your pets. Talk to you soon.